So looking at SLP, in the past 2 days, we've really come right down to my price target. If you haven't watched the past couple of vids, I've been saying, since we had this massive breakdown, there was a numerous reasons why I was talking about us coming back down to the 786. The main reason, really, without getting into too much detail, the squeeze momentum indicators, the EMA ribbons, they were all calling that we're going to have a big move to the downside, and we've got this asymmetrical triangle that we had a pretty wham breakout up to the downside of. So 2 videos ago, I was talking about how I believe SLP is going to come all the way down to 156. We were predicting a 19.5% drop. We're currently down about 14%, so we still do have a little ways to go. I'm still expecting that we are going to come down to this price target and move to the downside another 6%. Now, where are we going to go after we hit my price target? So what I said in the previous video really still stands. Now, I do believe that SLP really needs to hold this 786 Fibonacci. If we don't hold this 786 Fibonacci, not only is this entire uptrend that we've recently been in going to be invalidated, but I have pointed out this in my previous videos. If we focus on what's going on the daily right now, you can see recently the EMA ribbons, the short-term moving average, moved above the long-term moving average. It fired a long signal, and we quickly got rejected within 4 or 5 days. So this was a fake out on the EMA ribbons on the daily. Now, have we ever had a fake out on the EMA ribbons on the daily for SLP? Yes, we have. And what happened after that? Well, you can see here we fired along, had a fake out, we made an Emming pattern, started to head down, broke below the neckline, and then we fired short on the EMA ribbons, and we basically have been in a huge downtrend since then. And what have we done now? We've had a big uptrend. If you look at this, I mean, it's a lot more prominent on the 4-hourly candles, but you can see here, I mean, we've got a nice Emming pattern where we're Emming out. This pattern here that we've got, I'll come over to the 4 hours to show you, because I'm pretty sure we M'd out here as well. Yeah, we did M out here. So it doesn't need to be a perfect M to be M'ing out, like, normally you'd want to see an M like this with a lower high, but, M'ing out just kind of means making these M patterns. You can still have a higher low and be M'ing out and, not look really good. Obviously, the inverse of that is Wing out, but nonetheless, if we look at what's going on now, 4-hourly EMAs firing to the downside. We recently reset the bearish momentum, and now we are, starting to head to the downside. This is the 4-hourly squeeze mom. We've basically reset this to the heartline. We lost all the bearish momentum. Retested some of these zones, got rejected off the 4-hourly EMAs, and we've just started to head down very harshly. So, my gut feeling is, unfortunately, this 786 Fibonacci isn't going to hold. Now, this is my gut feeling, and obviously I want to focus on this from a technical perspective, because as long as we stay above the 786, keep your eyes on 156. If we stay above it, then, the market structure will still be bullish, but I really don't think it's good what we're seeing here. I'm going to keep this video as short as I can, because I really just think focusing on this on the daily, acknowledging that we've had a fake out of the daily EMA ribbons, acknowledging that the last time we did this we had an absolute landslide, and just looking at the squeeze momentum indicator, I mean, we have never, fired to the downside of the momentum indicator and then been back above and putting in bullish momentum in the next few days, or even in the next week for that matter. I mean, as far as I can tell, this looks like the shortest downtrend. This was 16 days. Could this be shorter? Yeah, this is actually a bit shorter. I mean, this was about, 12, maybe 13 days, so, coming up for 2 weeks. And we've only been in this downtrend on the daily squeeze month for the past 2 days. So, my gut feeling is telling me we're not going to hold this 786. Unfortunately, that means, we're probably going to come down to sweep the lows. Now, once again, this isn't financial advice, and that is, really going against the technicals, because I'm predicting something, when we're still in a bullish market structure. But I really think, that paired with the bearish momentum we're seeing to the downside, paired with the fact that I've been calling that I believe Bitcoin's going to move down to 40,000, I don't see how Bitcoin's going to move down another 3.5%. and SLP is only going to move down another 5%. I really think that's a little bit of hopium. But either way, we could have a fake out below the 786. I am keeping that in mind. But, you know, really be cautious right now. I think, you know, looking at the fake out on the EMAs, looking at the daily squeeze mom heading to the downside, you know, my gut feeling and the technicals are telling me that we're going to go a lot further than 156. But do keep in mind, if we have a strong bounce off the 786 Fibonacci at 1.56 cent, so be it. The market structure is still bullish. I'm really not liking what we're seeing here with the fake out on the daily EMA ribbons. These are really a long-term indicator, and it's not going to be so soon that we're able to flip these back to the upside. We'd need a massive parabolic rally to even, you know, bring these back up to a long again. So I really think we need to be cautious. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Nonetheless, my target is still 156. I've been saying that since we were all the way up here. I'm not shorting, I'm not longing, I'm not trading. But if we do break below the 786 at 156, I have to assume we're going to come down to, you know, approximately 1 cent or so. So that's really all I see for SLP. Keep your eyes on 156. If we do break below 156, it could get very, very ugly. And, you know, the momentum indicators are really pointing that we are going to have a move to the downside. I mean, we're seeing pretty big volume coming in as well on the weekly. I mean, this is only the start of the week, so we obviously haven't got much volume going on here. But yeah, I'm really not liking the setup of what we're seeing too much. But all in all, keep your eyes on 156. I could be wrong. We might not be coming anywhere near here. If we have a big bounce on 156, so be it. But the momentum's really telling me that's not going to happen. So that is all I see for SLP. Best of luck if you're in it. Best of luck if you're in Axie as well. Once again, none of this is financial advice. Just my opinion on the market. And you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.